If you don't know all the potential effects of red light, you need to watch this video. It turns out red light is more than
I
skin
am also
deep.
a little bit surprised
This
at the
video
result.
presents the science behind the headlines. We will break down a unique red light study that was conducted on human skin tissue. We will even look at the data behind the results.
Welcome back to the channel, where we take scientific studies and research and break it down.
Today, we will be diving into a study titled Effect of Red Light on Epidermal Proliferation and Mitochondrial Activity. This is not medical advice and is only for education and entertainment purposes. Red light. Maybe you're a skeptic, or your friends and family are skeptics. But what if I told you that by the end of this video, you might just have a change of heart? Stick around because we're delving into groundbreaking research that could sway even the most staunch skeptic. Prepare to be surprised by the results. In this video, we're addressing some fundamental questions. Does red light have any effect on human skin? Do other colors produce similar results? Are the effects merely superficial? And, as a bonus, we'll explore whether it affects energy levels. If you think this study doesn't apply to you or your loved ones, think again, because if you've got skin, you'll want to pay attention. The effects of red light therapy might just run deeper than you think. Let's start with the basics. What is red light? Well, it's the color at the long wavelength end of the visible spectrum, bordering on the invisible near-spectrum light. Its dominant wavelength ranges from approximately 625 to 740 nanometers. And guess what? You can easily isolate red light yourself. Just direct sunlight through a prism or use simple sheets of colored plastic. No fancy gadgets required. Light isn't as mysterious as it seems. Now, let's take a trip through history. The year 1956 marked a pivotal moment in medical history with the accidental discovery of phototherapy at a hospital in Essex. A nurse observed a decrease in jaundice in infants exposed to sunlight. Shortly after, a blood sample exposed to sunlight showed significantly reduced bilirubin levels. Dr. R.H. Dobbs investigated and confirmed the link between sunlight exposure and decreased bilirubin levels. Fast forward to the 1960s, LED lights were invented. LEDs offer the capability to emit a single wavelength of light, unlike traditional light bulbs which produce a broad spectrum of light. This precision allows for more specific research and potential therapies. Much later, NASA jumped on board. In the late 1980s, red light therapy was discovered during NASA experiments aimed at stimulating plant growth. Researchers noticed its unintended benefits on the skin of researchers working on the plants. Notably, improvements in skin lesions and acne were noted after exposure to red light during the experiments. In 1989, biophysicist Tina Karu wrote a paper on red light, stating its greatest deficit is skepticism. She also remarked that its efficacy against various ailments is akin to an all-purpose, seemingly miraculous cure. Then, unfortunately, the excitement simmered down, leaving many wondering if red light therapy was too good to be true. Many asked, if red light is truly effective, wouldn't we be hearing about it more? Today, red light is thankfully back in the news. It seems like more research is being done, or at least we are hearing about it more. And occasionally, a news outlet will push out an article here and there. Yet, not much has changed with regard to skepticism. Perhaps it is human nature to discount simplicity. Thankfully, in this modern age, we have instant access to a lot of information. We need not rely on spoon-fed information. We can take the initiative to look at the data ourselves. So, let's dive into the real science. Get ready for the truth. We will examine one study at a time. The study being looked at here is titled, Effect of Red Light on Epidermal Proliferation and Mitochondrial Activity. Let's get to the study. In previous research, scientists found that red light speeds up the healing of the skin's water-impermeable barrier, whereas blue light slows it down. Other studies have found that both blue light and infrared light may have downsides, including oxidative stress and decreased collagen. This study takes things a step further and uses human skin to further examine the effect of red light on humans. The study also delves deeper than the outer layers of the skin and examines deep inside the skin cells. The researchers used LED bulbs emitting red light at a wavelength of 630 nanometers and blue light at a wavelength of 463 nanometers. Two skin types were analyzed. One was lab-created and the other was actual human skin. They exposed both the lab-created and the human skin samples to LED light. They then assessed both cell proliferation and mitochondrial activity. What they found was surprising. The study indicates that red light irradiation had an influence on both epidermal cell proliferation and the mitochondria. In the lab skin model, red light exposure led to changes in BRDU and Ki67 expression, indicative of altered cell proliferation. Cell proliferation helps repair and protect skin cells. The human skin samples had a slightly different result. Immunohistochemistry of human skin tissue demonstrated increased keratinocyte proliferation after red light irradiation for 2 hours on 3 consecutive days. No significant change was observed after irradiation for 1 day or 2 consecutive days. It should be noted there were no significant differences observed after blue light irradiation. This is where it gets interesting. Not only did the red light increase epidermal growth, but it substantially affected how the cells functioned. Mitochondrial activity, as measured by basal respiration and ATP production, was enhanced following red light irradiation. The researchers found that the cells were utilizing energy more efficiently in response to the light exposure, leading to an overall increase in cellular respiration associated with energy production. Furthermore, human skin tissue exhibited increased keratinocyte proliferation after repeated red light exposure. Keratinocytes are responsible for producing keratin, a protein that provides structural support and protection to the skin. These findings suggest potential therapeutic applications of red light therapy in promoting skin regeneration and cellular metabolism. Here are some of my thoughts. Understanding how different wavelengths of light affect skin cell proliferation and mitochondrial activity is important for several reasons. The first reason is obvious. The outer layer of the skin plays a crucial role in protecting the body from external threats such as pathogens and UV radiation. Keeping this layer is important to overall health. Cell proliferation is a key aspect of wound healing. Accelerating the proliferation of epidermal cells can promote faster wound closure and tissue regeneration. This could be beneficial to healing various skin conditions, including wounds, burns, and ulcers, even acne. Skin aging is associated with a decline in cellular functions, including decreased cell proliferation and mitochondrial activity. Stimulating these processes can potentially slow down the aging process and improve the appearance of aging skin. Light therapy is increasingly being used as a non-invasive treatment for various skin conditions, including acne, psoriasis, and dermatitis. Understanding the specific effects of different wavelengths of light on skin cells can help optimize light therapy protocols for better therapeutic outcomes. There is still much work to be done. Larger randomized studies are needed, as well as investigations into variables such as the timing and intensity of the light. This study suggests that red light therapy's effects extend beyond the surface of the skin. It involves how our cells produce energy. Throughout history, scientists have made discoveries that are unrelated to the immediate focus of their research. The findings of increased epidermal proliferation and mitochondrial activity in response to red light exposure suggest that red light therapy may offer therapeutic benefits for promoting skin health, wound healing, and anti-aging effects. Some suggest that the effects of red light may be independent of the therapy's location. For example, in one study, cognitive effects were observed even when the light therapy was applied to a different part of the body. Further research on this topic would be valuable. Moreover, the question remains: Why does red light have these effects? In science, every discovery leads to further questions and potential avenues of study. Ultimately, we can all agree that maintaining our skin is essential for overall health. Skin health goes beyond vanity or appearance. In fact, our skin can serve as a reflection of our overall health and a marker of our true age. Before we conclude, could you please like and subscribe? Or comment on what you would like covered next.